Now, this brings us to reason number 2. The reason this time was because I lost the right to get paid for that episode because it was a birthday present. So, yes, that time I admit that I'll do that episode for free as long as my salary would continue for episode 3 onwards. And of course, the Macedo Productions refused to continue my paycheck. And no, it's not because I'm a Mr. McMoneybags, but actually because I needed it. After all, like you said before, Bear Rimshot, my Patreon page isn't making me anything. So if that's not doing me any good, then how do you expect me to make a living? Do you know how hard it is to find a job anywhere in this world? Especially a decent one? But all of that doesn't really matter because we did try to reconcile everything. However, but Physics Werewolf actually blackmailed Teddy by threatening him, stating that if I wasn't fired immediately, she would walk. And Bear Rimshot really needed her involved. But the thing is, he also needed my help as well, so what was he going to do? Well, that's where 2 of his buddies came in, with a proposition where they could actually fill in for me if I was fired. And so Bear Rimshot decided to take the risk. And then, unsurprisingly, after I was fired, I fired him from all my stuff. Because if you don't want me helping you, then why would you expect me to want your help? After all, if I could do all this on my own, you're technically worthless. And the thing is, the only job that Bear Rimshot had on my channel was as a script writer for any of my shows at all. That's it. And no, he doesn't count as a video partner either. He shouldn't count as a video partner. So those older videos where I stated he was, those are wrong. Because why should you count as a video partner if you did absolutely nothing? And then later on I realized that it was for the best that I got fired because I wasn't able to work on my own projects while I was on Teddy TV, especially because someone Bear Rimshot is associated with was very naggy, and I just couldn't stand that. Also, I received better offers from other people. And you know what the ironic thing is? All 3 people who wanted me gone, but then again, it's technically 4 people because 2 months before I was fired, another person actually wanted to steal my salary from me. And I'm not even going to bother mentioning his name. However, but this person was a complete jackass. So what he wanted to do was he wanted to join the show as a producer. However, he didn't like the fact that I was getting paid for what I did, along with the 2 other guys. So he wanted to rewrite the deal between me and Bear Rimshot by cutting me out of all the creative portions of the show along with all the profit. Where the money along with creative control would both go to this guy instead. And then I took a stand and stated that if you sign that deal, Bear Rimshot, then I'm out. And the truth is, I should have quit a long time ago. Because 2 episodes on that channel is enough. Why make a 3rd? Although the ironic thing is, I did make more. And yes, those episodes are canon. Sorry, I don't have my world's sexiest man mug with me today. And speaking of jobs, you won't believe what happened. Now, not too long after I left Teddy TV, the guy who replaced me as cameraman got fired. Yeah, that's right. How ironic. After all that trouble, you decide to fire your new cameraman. What the hell? After all that he's done for you in life, and you backstab him like that. Not that it really matters because he was a loser anyway. Now, Berenshot doesn't specifically mention this happening. However, it's not hard to actually figure it out. Because in one vlog, he mentions that he has both of these guys on the show now to replace me. But in the very next vlog, only one of them is left. Now, what happened to the other guy? We know he didn't quit because that would be pretty stupid. So, unless he was forced to quit, which I highly doubt, the only explanation is that he was fired. And there's only one reason for that. Incompetence. Now, you gotta admit that you suck if you haven't even produced one single episode. Now, you gotta admit that you suck if you got fired before you could even produce a single episode. And by the way, while we're on the topic of that, in Teddy TV episode 2, both the divided and full versions, when you see the end credits, you'll notice that that particular user's name is there under the profession cameraman. The truth is, I was the cameraman for that episode. The reason why he was credited instead was because I felt like I didn't want to give one person more than one job for that particular episode. And he's not the only person whose involvement or lack thereof I lied about in the credits. Truth be told, 3 other people were mentioned within those credits, and none of them did anything at all. Zilch. Nada. Now, the reason why Physics Werewolf is mentioned in the credits in episode 2 was to make up for the lack of credits in episode 1. Because Bear Rimshot forgot to tell me to do a credits roll for episode 1. So I had to put it for episode 2. Now, when it comes to her credit, it's not for episode 2, but actually for episode 1. So keep that in mind. Now, as for the other 2 individuals, they did absolutely fucking nothing, no matter what episode we're talking about here. And the reason why is because, why not? Like I said, I didn't want to give one person more than one occupation within the credits. Also, I wasn't able to anyway because there wasn't enough space on one line of text. And I didn't want to occupy 2 spaces for no reason. So, the only people who actually did anything for either episode was me and Bear Rimshot. That's it. Now, you'll notice in the end credits in episode 2, the names change for a specific occupation. Well, that was because of a falling out I had with the producer of the series back in April of 2265, which is 2326. And that's because that guy was a major asshole. Because he's such a dick. All he does is steal money from people every single time. And he never pays you back. And he makes up all these ridiculous stories. He's a fucking rude dick. I can go on. Even my 2 ex-video partners couldn't stand that guy. And truth be told, even one of Bear Rimshot's video partners hated him to the core. However, he kept his mouth shut just to not offend Teddy. I have no idea why. So anyway, enough about that guy.